Hello and welcome to the Fountain of Health. My name is Susan. Thank you for joining me for episode 3, drop number 3. Before I get started on today's topics, I want to quickly recap the first 2 episodes. So, in episode 1, I talked about all of the reasons why people don't like to talk about health, fitness, and wellness. In episode 2, I talked about some psychological factors that can sometimes come into play when you're on an improvement journey and how to recognize them and handle them. Today, I'm discussing your personal health, fitness, and wellness settings and movement and exercise. Your personal health, fitness, and wellness settings, as I mentioned in a previous episode, are unique to you. These are your numbers, your baselines, your goals, your approaches, and these are going to be different from the person next to you. And that's what makes this special because this is what you focus on. I want you to think of yourself as a car or a refrigerator or a phone. They all have their own settings, and so do you. What are these a little more specifically? So I have them here on the board: health, wellness, and fitness. Health settings are things like your blood pressure, your heart rate, your weight, your body composition. Wellness settings are things like your social connections, your sleep patterns, your stress management, your nutrition. Fitness settings have everything to do with your body's overall physical condition and its ability to perform physical tasks. And when you add all of these up, these add up to your overall health. And there are 2 main factors that help with improvement and improving these settings. And you know both words. And you're going to hear me say these words quite often. And you need both in order to improve. And they are nutrition and exercise. I have movement here with exercise because I do want to differentiate between those 2 in a moment. But exercise and nutrition, the cornerstones, the hallmarks of overall health. You need both. And they can both be improved. You can improve your exercise, you can improve your nutrition. But what makes these 2 so special is that these are the 2 main tools that drive everything else, that help improve the other settings. I will be covering nutrition in another episode, so we'll just put that one to the side for now and just focus on movement and exercise. Before I really get into both, I want to share a quick story about movement. It wasn't amusing at the time, and maybe you'll find this funny or amusing. So here we go. Several years ago, had a dishwasher. Used it maybe 2 or 3 times a month. And about a year in, it stops working. So I call a repairman. He comes over, takes a look at it, asks how often I use it. And I tell him, and then he says, that's why it broke. And I said, wait a minute, hold on. Hold on. You're telling me my dishwasher broke because I wasn't using it enough? That's a thing? I thought I was preserving it. I thought I was helping it last longer. Couldn't have been more wrong. So, as I was pondering the unused dishwasher, it made me think of this: the human body and how important movement is to the human body. The body was designed for it. So let's talk about movement for a minute. Not exercise, just movement. What is movement? Movement is anything that you do to move your body, like lifting your arm or carrying groceries, getting into your car, getting out of bed, functional activities. Anything you do to move your body is movement. And movement has benefits. So I have my list here of these benefits, and they are: helps to maintain balance in your body, helps your body systems, lowers the risk of disease and illness, helps cognitive function and mood, maintains bone and muscle health, burns calories, notably supports longevity and independence. That's an important list. So movement in and of itself is valuable. Now let's talk about exercise. And exercise is a form of movement. It is a structured form. It's planned for the intent of improving your fitness. And just like movement, it has benefits. And I like to think of movement and exercise like this. Movement is like a streaming package, and it comes with its list of benefits. Exercise is like the upgrade. So if you bring in exercise, then not only do you get the benefits of movement, but now you're getting the benefits of exercise. And what are they? Here is the list. Exercise controls weight and burns calories, strengthens your heart and lowers blood pressure, manages blood sugar and insulin levels, builds bone density and muscle mass, lowers the risk of several types of cancer, reduces stress, anxiety, and depression, releases feel good chemicals like endorphins, keeps memory and thinking sharp, helps you fall asleep faster and sleep deeper, increases overall energy levels, reduces daily fatigue, improves physical stamina for daily tasks. Another impressive list. Movement and exercise. Again, exercise is one of the two pillars of overall health, and we need it. If you are already on an exercise program, great, keep it up. And if you have not done something regularly in a while, I'm going to spend a few minutes to kind of help you think about how you want to get started. Because now we're talking about an exercise journey and what you might want to start doing. The recommended number of minutes per week most adults need to exercise is 150 minutes, which is about 22 minutes a day. If you're starting out, I certainly don't expect you to start at that number. You might want to even start at 5 minutes. You just build up slowly over time. Remember, this is one drop at a time. So to get started, first of all, I would suggest checking in with your doctor. Make sure that you guys are on the same page. Once you get that green light, then yes, it's a slow and steady process. And when you first get started, it's challenging because your body is adapting and you might feel a little more tired, maybe a little more sore than normal, but that is part of the process. And your inner voice is going to start possibly entering the picture, trying to talk you out of things. Be prepared for that. Know what you're going to say. The big question, though, is how do I choose? How do I get started? What movement, what exercise can I do? So I want you to remember these 3 words: can, enjoy, consistent. What can you do? What can you physically do? What can you do that you can enjoy? Because if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to come back to it. So you have to think about the things that you might enjoy. And that, of course, brings me to the consistency, the coming back to it part. And it always helps to find things that are accessible, that are easy to get to, especially if you have a gym nearby. But at the very basic level, you just want to make sure you're finding something that you enjoy, that you can do, that's consistent. For those starting a new routine, I would go with lower impact activities like walking, cycling, swimming, yoga. And if you want to start out at home, oh, that is the reminder timer for Susan's Healthy, Helpful Hack. So we will get right back to that in just a minute. And today's Healthy, Helpful Hack kind of plays into what we're talking about. The hack. When I go to the store, I park in one of the farthest parking spots from the front door. So what I want you to do, if you can do it, and if you want to, this is optional. Next time you're at the store, park in a spot just a few spaces down from where you would normally park. Doesn't have to be a crazy amount of spaces, just a few. And that's it. And what you've done there is you have created extra movement. And that is today's Healthy, Helpful Hack. All right, back into it. As I was saying, low impact activities. And if you're at home, and that's where you want to start, you can walk in your house. You can walk in your neighborhood. If you have a bike, you can go for a bike ride. You can find fitness videos online. Find a favorite exercise. Do that for 5 minutes. You can find yoga videos online. You can find dance videos online. So there are options. And a lot of those options don't require a lot of equipment. If you want to venture to a gym, that does open up some more options for you because of the equipment there. So there are treadmills and ellipticals, stationary bikes, swimming pools, that sort of thing. So start there, 5 minutes a day, and try to do that for a month. You'd be surprised at what 5 minutes a day for a month, what that consistency can do for you. A few other tips. When you're beginning, always be aware of your surroundings and your safety. Make sure you have good operating equipment if you're using equipment. Make sure you have proper shoes. Make sure you have water. Hydration is important. And warm up and cool down. Do things like arm circles or marching in place or stretching before and after your workout. Your body will appreciate it. A few other tips. Consider exercising the same time every day because then that reinforces the pattern. I like to walk in the morning and the evening, and I keep those appointments. It does help. Also, you may discover that you enjoy your exercise when you are doing it with a buddy or a group. Maybe you do enjoy it on your own, or maybe you like a mix of all of those things. And that's the fun part. You get to discover that. For example, let's say you and your friends decide to start playing pickleball together and you like it so much, you arrange to do that 2 or 3 times a week. And if you enjoy that, and that's something you can do, that's easily accessible, and that you can be consistent about, then that's what you should do. So you need to start thinking about this exercise journey and what you would like to start with. If you're limited in your movement or you're not quite sure what to do, you can always consult a personal trainer or a physical therapist or your doctor, and they can give you some recommendations as well. And those of you who already are in the middle of your exercise plan and have something established, keep going and stick to that equation too. Make sure it's something you can do, that you can be consistent with, and that you enjoy. And the whole point, whether you're beginning or not, is to create sustainability and to create consistency and to have something that you want to come back to. That's the main thing. And, make it fun too. Listen to music. Have some fun with your friends while you're doing it. Laugh. Do the workouts together and enjoy it together. I want to keep this as simple as possible. It's all about the little wins and everything adding up. So if you want to get started, pick something you enjoy, start small. And whether you are starting or you already have something established, listen to your body. And when the time is right, you can start slowly adding extra minutes, doing whatever you want to do to level up. But what I hope you remember the most from this episode today is how important movement and exercise are for your health, and how exercise and nutrition work together for your overall health, and how they drive the other factors, your health, fitness, and wellness settings. At the end of the day, this is about self-health care, how we take care of ourselves. I want to, again, like one drop at a time, get you to lock in one journey, little bits at a time, so you can see that once you establish a habit like this, that it just becomes a part of your daily routine. Your homework assignment is, again, optional. Check your smartwatch or your phone. They usually have a health app on there, and they usually track your daily step count. Take a look at that and see what your movement patterns are day in and day out. And that's it. That brings me to next episode. Now, I've talked about movement and exercise and given you some tips on how to get started. But next episode, I'm going to be talking about a very specific form of exercise, one that many people can do, one that is accessible, and one that has a lot of benefits. So there's going to be another list. I'm also going to talk about goals and accountability and how to apply that to exercise and to other areas of improvement. Thank you for joining me for Drop 3. It is time to close out this episode, and here we go with the poem. What do you do with the frustration you feel in this quest for wellness and health when everything around you is oh so confusing and all you can trust is yourself? What do you do? Do you punch a wall? Do you cry at times in despair? Or do you catch yourself and try to remember that what you are doing is rare? It's great that you're here. It's great you've committed, even when you second guess. It's in these moments of doubt, remember why you've said yes. You can win when you want to. You can win when you wish. You can win every day, anytime. And there is a special power in this by rising above and embracing the grind. Know that there's something deep inside of what you knew all along. That trust, support, and love for yourself is really what always makes you this strong. Thanks again for joining. And until next time, be kind to yourself and take care of yourself.